Hi all, welcome to this team of the season prediction video for the rest of the world. This one's going to be tricky in the sense that we know quite a lot of maybe the obvious picks, but there'll be some of those that you're like, how did they get in for their respective maybe a league or whatever, and this is when it gets a little bit tricky. And also, will we just see 11 players, will we see 20, 23, who knows? I went a 23 player squad, take it from there and we'll see what happens. So welcome to Smash Like as always, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, G is a legend. All links are down below for posting the channel and social media links as always, and comment down below who you think might get rest of the world team of the season card. So for us, we have two goalkeepers in the form of Kolar and Leroy. Kolar is the top clean sheets in the Czech league. He's got like 16 clean sheets this season, very impressive for him. But for me, it could be a question of who gets the main first choice. Would it be Leroy or Kolar? But Leroy been very impressive in the second tier in France with a number of clean sheets, and that for me is my kind of shout. Defenders, we feel Danielson, because he was player of the year for Allsvenskan, and because they haven't returned yet, this is maybe the time that they give him a special card, because obviously they didn't do player of the years this year, which was a bit of a shame, because they're always just fun little cards, extras for fodder, but not to be. But Danielson, I think, might be one of the more likely defenders that happen. Rangers, I suspect, are going to get at least one TOTS. Everyone will be predicting Kent, but we're going with Barisic, being pretty much consistent at the back for Rangers this season, one of their bright spots. Has an inform as well, which will help his cause probably towards a team of the season, and I think that's what will help his cause. Obviously stats and ratings are just obviously predictions pending. Ulmer, the Salzburg left back, I think could be going in. I think when you look at the Austrian league, I think they're going to have like 2 or 3 strong candidates, and Ulmer kind of rings the bell because he is a defender and he's got a lot of good stats in his favour from an assist few for what I've read, and also clean sheets. Yes, they've not been as impressive this season because Linz have kept up with them, but I still feel he deserves a spot in, and I think he might get enough of a boost to put him in the 8+ club. Midfield, main 3, we've gone Valbuena, Orsic and Kanga. Valbuena's got like very impressive returning goals and assists this season, and a flashback. If you remember, Tarat got a flashback and got into the team season. His one was not deserved, Valbuena's is, and I would have had Valbuena in team season anyway, I feel. Olympiacos deserved, funnily enough, 2 TOTS, and the second one being El Arabi for like top goal scorer this season in the Greek league. Orsic just been consistent for Dinamo Zagreb in the Croatian league, and I feel that should kind of get him into team of the season. Obviously he has headliners as well, and he is a type of player that would sell packs. He also could have free 99 stats in form of pace, shooting and dribbling, but it all depends how much he's boosted, and if he's say one of the I would imagine he'll be one of the marquee players anyway. Kanga, another player in the Czech league that has been very impressive on a goals and assists basis, and I feel due to that I think will help his cause getting into the team of the season. I think he could be a little bit higher ratings wise, but I think he's going to be at least a significant rating that gets him in regardless. Then forwards, Edouard of Celtic should kind of walk in. Rating for him could go anything. I think at lowest is going to be 89, I think at highest is 93, but I feel 90 is most realistic for it. It all depends how much they really want to boost this card, especially since he is kind of like a troll to Ben Yedder and Mbappe, so be wary of that. If you see France and it's striker, it might not necessarily be one of those, it could be Edouard, so keep that in mind. Stuani's kind of ran right for Girona in the second tier in Spain. He nearly kept them up with his goals last year, but this year he's just kind of continued the form, and he's been like that the last few years in Spain. For me, I feel he walks in regardless. He should have had several informs as well, and if that had been the case, if he'd been like say 86 for say an inform, then there's potential that his team of the season could be even higher than what we're predicting of 92. I would not be surprised if he's like 94 rated, 94, 95 rate, if they wanted to juice him up even more. El Arabi, as we said, is like top scorer in the Greek league. 92 seems about fair. he has got a couple of informs under his wraps as well, but he may be higher due to that, so keep that in mind. Mbukani, another player that's like top scorer, like up there for top scorer in their league, for me is very hard to ignore, and I think that's what's going to help his cause. Always seems to get a team of the season. He's had a few team of the seasons over the years if memory serves right, and this feels no different. Kajarwik is maybe one of the lone Russian league candidates that we'll get in. Has an inform. I think he should have had like at least a couple more as well. He's another one of those players, and I feel should get in. Give him maybe even plus 80 stats to make him really appealing, and like a link up to Lewandowski for anyone that likes linking up their Polish players, for example. Vanaken always seems to get in for a team this season, and I feel this year's no different. Expect a massive pace boost on him to get in. Then you've got James Forrest from Celtic. His combined goals and assists is very hard to ignore. Be prepared potentially for the case of Kent Forrest maybe doing another similar SBC for team of the season, making a case of who do you go for, Kent or Forrest, so be prepared for that, or it could even be as an objective, so keep that in mind. David in the Belgian leagues, like another player that's been like top scorer. I think he's like top goals and assists, I think, combined, and it's very hard to ignore when that is the case, and I feel that's what will get him in. Then maybe lone candidates from their individual leagues. We've gone with Sachina from the K League, mainly based on how he's been playing over the last season and a bit, because you've kind of got to work off last season for like Korea and Japan. That's who Nagakawa gets in, because of his combined goals and assists last season was absolutely insane. Very hard to ignore him. I had him, funnily enough, as an objective player for this past season. Koeman from the Romanian league is another player that's very hard to ignore. He was been due in for multiple times this year, and a team season is more than deserved. Kolar, as we mentioned earlier, has got like 16-17 clean sheets in the Czech league. Very difficult to ignore when that kind of form has been shown for the number of games that they've played. Jamie McLaren, another player that's been due in form for the amount of goals he scored this season in the A-League, and when usually you've got a lot of goals in your favour, you should be kind of getting a nod into the team of the season with a bit of luck. I think A-League wise you might see like the Villa potentially from Wellington Phoenix, or even Lafondra. There's a few other shouts that deserve in. Weissman has been absolutely banging the goals in for I'm sure that's Wolfsberger if I've got my team names right, in the Austrian league. As I say, two candidates I think all told from Austria, and he kind of fits the bill for them, and I think that's where you would kind of say he deserves it, and that's why a number of teams, funnily enough, are looking at him. Evander in the Danish league for Midfield. He's been unlucky on a number of occasions as well for an inform, and I feel as a result should deserve a sniff at minimum into the squad. And then Cadabert is like top scorer in the second tier in France. I think it's hard, like a number of players that like you're trying to look for the top scorers first in the league, see how midfielders have been performing, and then try and find defenders. For me, I see this being very midfield and forward heavy, so be prepared for that. Defenders are a little bit harder. I noticed quite a few in Belgium were standing out defensively, but it was hard to include many forwards and mid standing out, so it became a little bit tricky. Other players that I kind of felt were good candidates was Jorge Felix in the Polish league. You also have Ikram Borven in the Norwegian league, Tankovic and Anderson in the Swedish and Danish league respectively. Rudvormer obviously in the Pro League, but that's who Vanaken gets in, and Vissa in the second tier in France. Trying to work out the team badge there, it was Lorient, but we'll see what happens obviously folks with this. I think 23 and maybe an objective player, then you might get a few SBCs, and the potentially put us to say anywhere from 25 to 30 players, but we'll see what happens with the rest of the world. I feel they can't afford to not do it justice, because there's a lot of standout candidates there. This might be the type of one as well you might get like picks, for example, looking at like Kent and Forrest as we use as an example. But we'll see what happens with this one, obviously, folks. So let me know in the comments down below who you think might get a rest of the world team of the season card. Smash like always, sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, G the Legend, and I'll catch you all later.